Welcome to my guide of getting full tier 2 armor, 2 tier 3 weapons, a near full inventory of food, to be able to kill Hunllef like it ain't nothing. So we'll get straight into the guide here, and as soon as you go in, you'll want to find a weapon frame and 80 corrupted shards. So you want to get it from small monsters, so I search all the adjacent rooms for a room with small monsters, and then I turn on my prayer and kill it right away. And while I'm killing it, I'm searching the adjacent rooms for materials that I'll need later on. But that's the priority right now, getting the weapon frame and 80 corrupted shards. So once you got your weapon frame and there aren't any monsters around, you can start collecting your materials. You'll need 7 of each, 7 of the ore, 7 of the wood, and 7 of the cotton. So I have my 80, so I'll go back to the main room and I'll make a tier 2 weapon. I always make the staff. It's just my personal bias to make a staff every time. So once you have your tier 2 weapon, your priority now is to find a boss. And while you're finding a boss, if you happen to see any materials that you need, go ahead and get them. And we're also looking for stronger monsters, not the small ones, but the bigger ones that give, a lot more shards. So if you see any of them before you find your boss, go ahead and kill them. Yeah, I did happen to find some strong monsters over to the south there, so after I collect a few materials, I'll be killing them. So you'll need about 500 shards. The reason I get 500 is in case you kill a boss that, in my case, that isn't the dragon. You'll need some extra shards to make up for that. I always use prayer when killing something, which is why at the end of this prep we'll have 3 prayer potions to compensate for that. And if you notice, while I was killing it, I kind of inched over to open the door, which happens to be a dragon, which is exactly what we wanted, so we don't have to pick up this weapon frame. Okay, so we got our first boss down, leaving the weapon frame there, and searching for our second boss while collecting the materials we still need. And getting my last piece of wood here, and since I'll have 7 pieces of wood after this, I drop the axe, and I should also do that with the pickaxe as well. Looks like we have almost all the materials that we need. So we'll be searching for strong monsters and our last boss. Found some more strong monsters, so I'll turn on prayer and kill them real quick. Yeah, as I mentioned before, as I kill a monster, I like to inch towards opening another room. Oh, nice, we found another boss. I have about 460 shards here, so this should do it for all of our shard necessities for this prep. And I have about 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, which is actually really good. Usually I only have about 2:30 or 2 minutes left after this, so yeah, this will definitely be some good prep. So we will need to pick up this weapon frame, and then we'll teleport back to the main room. So now we should have everything that we need to make our tier 2 armor and tier 3 weapons. And you also want to make 3 vials and an extra teleport crystal if necessary, but I picked one up from that last boss, so I don't need to. And yeah, pick up my pestle mortar and harpoon that I dropped earlier. And now our priority is going to be finding 3 herbs and as many fishing spots as possible. And while you're running around, you grind your 30 ground corrupted shards for your potions. And, clean up your inventory. If there's things that you don't need, go ahead and drop them, make room for all your potions and fish. And this is why we need to explore as many rooms around the main room as possible, so we can make it easy to find, our herbs and fish. Yeah, this prep is going really well. I have a whole 2 minutes, and I've already started this herb and fish collecting process. And we got good RNG with the fishing spots and herbs too. Yeah, sometimes you won't be this lucky, and you'll have to open some rooms you haven't opened yet to find your fish and herbs, but in most cases, if you have about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, then you'll be able to find what you need. Yeah, I'm actually a little over on shards, but, sometimes I'm not. We had good RNG this time. And if you noticed, I saved a little room there by, drinking 2 doses of a potion and combining the last dose with another one. And if you find yourself with extra time like this, you can do the drop trick to maximize the amount of fish that you can get before fighting Hunllef. But only do this if you really have the time. It's not worth not making the portal in time just for like 1 or 2 pieces of fish. So we're all ready. We teleported back to the main room and we're cooking our fish. You can also take this time to see what Hunllef is praying at the moment. He's praying melee. I don't even have a melee weapon, so I can go in with anything. I think I have a staff right now. Put my prayer on and get started with the battle. Yeah, so the first 500 HP of Hunllef is pretty easy. Just, get your prayers right. Switch weapons when you need to. And since you have 2 tier 3 weapons, whatever you hit it with is going to hit hard. But, what we have to worry about is the last half of the battle. So we have our first tornadoes. And just keep moving. They follow you. So keep moving. Like, I can't stress this enough. Keep moving. Like, don't stop to switch your prayers, because sometimes the tornadoes will catch up to you and hit you really hard. And if you find yourself with a decent amount of space between the tornadoes, get a few hits in, like I did earlier. Yeah, the battle's going really smooth right now. Got our second set of tornadoes, good placement, which allows me to get in a few attacks. But yeah, it's really important to keep moving. If you're not getting consistent kills, I recommend keeping your health up. But I tend to eat only when it's necessary. Yeah, eating is also wasted DPS, so if I can't deal DPS, that's when I tend to eat. So we have our third set of tornadoes, not my favorite set of tornadoes, because, I'm kind of trapped there, so I had to walk through the middle. And yeah, that'll happen sometimes. You will have to walk through tornadoes. And you might take a bit of damage too, It's just how it is. Yeah, the first part of the fight is really not that difficult. So we got our third set of tornadoes. Not my favorite tornadoes either, because, Yeah, I was forced to try to make a loop to get around it, but I couldn't do it that time. So I took some damage, but you know, it's the reason why we have all this food. You're allowed to take a few hits. So these are the hard tornadoes, and yeah, it's hard because you have to go between Hunllef and the tiles while switching your prayer and watching your health and switching your weapons. So yeah, it's a lot to deal with, but just focus on surviving the tornadoes and tiles, and then after the tornadoes die down, you can go back to dealing damage. I mean, sometimes you'll find spots where you can get an attack in while you're doing all that, but just to be safe, you know, you spend so much time doing prep and then getting through the first half of the fight. It sucks to die at the last stage like this, so just focus on surviving. Just keep moving. I know it's really hard to switch your prayers while you're dodging so precisely like this, but just remember to move first and then switch your prayer and eat later, because the tornadoes are the most dangerous thing. Even the stomp doesn't compare to how dangerous the tornadoes are, because the stomp, yeah, I mean, you might get hit with a 50. The tornadoes, you'll get hit with like 420s, and then you're done. So yeah, once you master the tornadoes, then this fight becomes a lot easier. Yeah, study how they work and know how to dodge them. Like, really, you only need one tile to dodge them. Like, if they're coming at you, dodge, you know, one tile to the right and then run straight ahead. And yeah, we're pretty much home free now. If you get in the situation where, like, if you're in a last hit situation, I recommend surviving. You know, focus on surviving, dodge the tornadoes, and then get your last hit in, because I've died that way, and it really sucks. So that'll be it for my guide. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. Please like and subscribe, and see y'all next time.